Hello viewers, welcome to Road Matters. Every weekday morning across Nigeria, thousands of parents begin what we call the school runs, dropping their children off at school before heading to work. During this rush hour, traffic becomes busy. Drivers are in a hurry, and sometimes safety measures are being ignored. So on this episode of Road Matters, we shall be looking at how parents and drivers can keep their children safe during this school run. My name is Sufyan Muhammad. Please stay with us.
In many Nigerian cities, the school run is one of the busiest periods on our roads. Cars stop suddenly. Motorcycles weave through traffic, and children sometimes cross roads without proper supervision. These situations can easily lead to accidents if care is not taken. Children think differently from adults. They may run suddenly, chase friends, or forget to check for vehicles. This is why teaching road safety early is very important. To help us understand how children behave around roads, we spoke with a child psychologist.
There are people who are chauffeur-driven. They take them to school, they bring them back. There are those who, from the age of 4, 5, have started plying the roads. They walk to school, walk with their siblings to school. Mind you, that's a very, very interesting part of going to school for children. I want you to know that. So don't think that they're suffering, they're not. They see it as fun. I did it as a child and it was fun. Anytime daddy wants to carry you with car, you're like, no, you are missing the fun out there. So back to what I was saying. Those children who start so early to go to school on their own would have to be taught about crossing the road. It's not only those days they say left, right, left. Am I wrong? That or right, left, whichever. But this time you have to be careful of the people around you. You don't jump into the road. You watch for cars that are coming. You watch for people you are walking with. So there are so many safety precautions the child will need to know. Though I do not advise that you release your 5-year-old, 7-year-old to the road alone. The parents, the caregiver, whoever it is that helps the family can take that child to and from school while teaching them on the go. Children will learn from what you do, not what you say. So no matter how well you preach to that child, when you're walking on the road with the child, you are telling the child, be careful, just watch me. As you take your steps, the child will take with you. That is you teaching. So you are teaching on the job. You are teaching on every day. You are driving your child to school. On the other hand, you are telling them, do you see? This would have happened. You are observing the traffic light. You are observing the rules on the road. They are watching daddy not beat traffic or mommy not beat the traffic lights. That is part of road safety. Because it's not just walking on the road. The only reason why a person will be knocked down in front of a traffic light is when someone has beat the traffic light and puts every other person in danger.
To help us understand this, we spoke with the officer of the Federal Road Safety Corps here in the FCT. Stay with us for more.
So, but the major thing that people need to do to protect children is, number one, if we must use motorcycle to carry children, a lot of time you see this motorcycle carrying 5, 6 children on the same motorcycle. And a lot of time you also see the riders not being mindful of the fact that they are children they are carrying. They don't have enough strength to bond themselves together. And you also see them speeding in such a manner that compromises the safety of the children. Number one, the law of overloading doesn't exclude children. Children must be carried in such a manner that with dignity to school. Whether you are carrying 2 or 3 on those motorcycles is against the law. You must carry the number prescribed by law. If it is the keke they want to enter, you must also carry the number that the keke provides that you should carry. You must maintain speed limit. We must do all the necessary things that needs to be done to carry children. And if you must carry, if they are using buses to convey children to school, there must be also some level of dignity in terms of the number of children that they carry. A lot of times you see these schools, they don't have enough of the buses. Instead of having several trips, they want to go only once and carry all the children inside. And they pack them in such a manner that their safety is also compromised. Even ordinary emergency brake that you catch, maybe because of anything that wants to cross the road, you see the children literally moving forward, hitting their heads and all that inside the vehicle. We have a policy that guides registration and certification of vehicles that are used as school buses. And the National Road Traffic Regulations even provides a standard color for school buses, such that anybody that sees those buses knows that these are school buses. So you must be able to give them right of way. It's a civic responsibility if you still see children in a bus or in a motorcycle or whatever it is. And if you see them also crossing the road by themselves in their uniform, they take priority. It's a civic responsibility also, because they are our children, they are vulnerable, they are growing up. We need to give them every attention that we need to give them as adults. So if they are crossing the road, we must give them the right to cross the road. Everybody normally will literally stop for them to cross. And the National Nigerian Highway Code also provides how children are supposed to cross the road. And our engagement with the schools where some of these children are. In the last 1 year that I've been in the FCT, we have tried to reach out to as many schools as possible, enlightening the teachers, enlightening the management of the schools, and also going to the extent of establishing what we call the road safety clubs in those schools, so that we begin to make them aware of some of the fundamental things that they also need to do when they want to cross the road, to go back to the house, or when they want to access their schools in such a manner that their safety is not compromised. Those are some of the things that we're doing every day.
At a certain age of children, of development, there are things that are normal with children. So if we say they are distracted and all that, at what age? If we're talking about children between the ages of, let's say, 7 and 10, even up to 15, it's very normal. They are distracted by colors, by their friends, by something they just noticed. In fact, a color of a car, type of car. These bikers, that sound they make, it excites the children. Look at them. Before you know, they get distracted and they just enter the road. Now, when a development of a child, the prefrontal cortex is not, I'm sorry I'm using big jargons, but the prefrontal cortex of a human is not fully developed until they are between 25 and 30. So, excuse me if I don't get angry with a child who is 15 acting like a child. Because that part of the thinking is not fully developed. So they will make foolish mistakes. So, but if they have been taught over and over again, if you notice in such groups, there's always that one child that will say, hey, be careful, oh. Or there's always one person that we call the other one, but there are always, if there are 10 children, there may be 2 or 3 of them who are very, some people love their lives. Even as they love that play, their life is very, very important to them. And because they have been taught at the back of their mind that you have to be careful. If you do this, you die.
It is not right for any parent, no matter how you love that child, to carry the child and put it in your front while you are driving. Or even the mother to put their child in front while driving. It is not correct. Because the seat belt is not meant to accommodate 2 people, except it is a child that you are still carrying. If not, the back is the right place to put. And if it is a child, we always encourage parents to procure the child carrier that you can really fasten at the back, so that in the event of any, whether it is an emergency brake you catch or whatever it is, the child will be protected. This we've been calling on parents. Every single engagement that we have with the public, This must stop.
I don't like fear-based parenting, but I will tell you, if you step on this, you will die. When the person dies, the person doesn't talk again, you can't speak, you can't do anything, you cannot eat. You like food, you want to keep eating this food, you have to be alive to eat. So this is part of the same teaching. So, but it's very normal for children to get distracted. The attention span of children is getting lower and lower every day. I think it's now less than 3 minutes. It's now less than 3 minutes. At some point, it was 5 minutes. At some point, it's now about 30 seconds to 1 minute, if I'm not mistaken about the numbers. So that is how low our attention span has become. So really, what do you expect from that kind of child? So when a child enters to the road, there's excitement of meeting their friends, there's excitement of seeing new things, there's excitement of even taking fresh air. Now, there are some children that are just being introduced to the road system or to walking to school. They are excited as if they were put in a box and they let them free. They were in prison. That part of excitement is there. They want to explore. Children are very explorative, so any little thing they want to explore. There's a mark on the road that says stop. They want to know why they said stop on the road, forgetting the record. So there are so many things that can make children get distracted on the road, and it is a very, very normal occurrence. They've not done anything wrong, especially if they have not been taught.
Well, for the movement of children, it's not something that is easy to do. And a lot of times what we do is we engage with the parents instead. And every forum that we have to talk to the public, especially in areas where we have identified this as a problem, our witnessing that we do to churches, our advocacy to mosque, where we believe, because a lot of times for the unionized transport organization, it's very easy to reach out to them. You go to the parks, you see them. But for private car owners, drivers, and all those people that drive their own vehicles, there's actually no location where you can have interface with them. What we normally do is to get to churches where we know that we have a very large crowd. Last Sunday, we were at Dunamis International Church with a population of over 5,000 people there. We've been able to bring out to some of these issues that we feel they're very key in ensuring safety on our roads. And we try to bring out some of these issues that we're talking about. If it is mosque, we also try to reach out to, because we believe that majority of those that are there are private car owners that drive their own vehicles, that drive their own children. We take advantage of those kind of forms to bring out some of these issues so that together we can improve safety on our roads, together we can improve the safety of our children, and together we can open a new page in terms of how we can scale our country and scale our population in terms of the extent to which we lose lives every day as a result of the road traffic crashes we always witness on our roads.
In some climes, once someone steps into the zebra crossing, it's like stepping into a bubble of safety. So they are taught that when you are going, there are some places that when you are going out, once it's time, you tap on something on the traffic light or something, and you walk past. No matter the speed, all the cars will halt. But if you try that in our dear country, Nigeria, you will go so fast to meet your maker. Now, comes to our drivers. Yes, these are drivers who are supposed to be matured enough to know but some of them don't even care. Some of them don't even care. Some of them assume that those things are just designs on the road. How well are they educated? I don't know who those in charge, how often do they take this information to drivers? Do they go to car parks to have like a campaign, advocacy? You know, when you see this, you know, when you are driving, have the safety of children in your mind.
Road safety is not just an isolated activity that only road safety can do. It's an activity that requires the cooperation, the collaboration, and the support of the entire society. Like I was saying just yesterday, between 15 December and 15 January last year and early this year, 597 people have been killed on our roads all over the country within a period of just 30 days. And if you divide that 597 into the 30 days, you discover the number is huge per day. It wasn't any air crash disaster. It wasn't any Boko Haram or banditry. This is something that we have power to do something about. The choices that we make every single day. So the public are out there. We need their support in terms of how they look at us in the activities that we do every day. Let them understand that whatever we do, we are doing it for the public. We are doing it for the safety of the Nigerian population. We are doing it for posterity so that our country can be better every single day. So there's no individual that is sufficient to do this work all alone. So everyone that is out there is needed for this campaign to go on so that our lives can be better, our country can be better, and our roads can be safer.
Okay, so there are different ways of educating children. For parents, the way you educate child A is not the same way you educate child B. So you have to understand your child's learning pattern and start early to begin to teach that child. There are some children that you will talk from here to tomorrow. They won't do it. They have not, it's not that they are not stubborn. They do not understand the jargons. But there are some children, you just use your cardboard and draw. Okay, if X happens, Y can happen. If the car moves like this, you know, you pictorial representation. And then there are some of them that once you talk to them, because they are auditory learners, they understand what you're saying. They do it. That is at home. We're talking about parents, caregivers at home. Now we go to the school system. In the school system, it is best for the school to incorporate different ways of teaching. Now, the school should begin to partner with maybe NGOs, the road safety. I think, yeah, the road safety, basically, these stakeholders to come and create advocacy programs within the school where they will have experiment, not necessarily practicals. Do you understand? It could even be small cars. It could even be this, just practicalize it. It can be a video representation of what could happen if you don't take your safety seriously. So stakeholders should come together in the church. Everywhere they go, let them just keep hearing your safety, child's safety. A child will get to know eventually as they grow. Not the fact that you teach this every day doesn't mean that some of them will absorb it. No, some of them will take it literally, hook, line, and sinker, and work with it. Some of them need more time. Not everybody learn the same way. Some people learn faster than the other. So, but when you consistently bring this information to their faces, they take it more. If they need to begin to put it in the curriculums, please, it will be lovely. So every day a teacher comes to school or as part of a subject, you know, they are learning road safety, road science. I think they do that. I think social studies or something like that. They do that. And then when we teach in schools, let this road science be actually visible on the road. That's another challenge. Some of these children, the schools have tried their best to put it in the curriculum. They've taught them in school. And then they come to the road. They don't see those signs. You understand? They don't even know. And some of them have never been taught before. And they're asking you, what is this circle with the cross mean? What is 30? What does 30 mean? What does 50 mean? Do you understand? So as we teach in the schools, stakeholders involved, the road safety, put these signs invisible, especially around the school environment, and then even on the road, you know. So it comes back to the same teaching, educating, constant education, constant talking to these children, then eventually they will pick it up. Then we can create something like maybe a club in schools, where maybe road safety clubs. And in that road safety clubs, they are the ones who are in the clubs who will now train their peers. Peer training is very effective. If I talk from here till tomorrow, some children may not listen to me. But when their peer comes to them to talk about, so today we're having road safety week and we're going to talk about this, that, they bring it, create it as a program, and then make it attractive to them. Some of them will want to even join the club to educate others. So these are ways we can bring this into the school system, into the homes, into the churches, the mosque, everywhere we find ourselves. So let them just keep hearing about it, keep seeing it, keep seeing, and then let's teach them the dangers of not taking their safety seriously.
Here are simple school run safety tips for parents and drivers. Slow down in school zones. Always use pedestrian crossings. Supervise younger children. Avoid dangerous parking. Teach children to stop, look, and listen before crossing. Safety during the school run is a shared responsibility between parents, drivers, schools, and road safety authorities.
School runs happens every day, but safety must never be taken for granted. A few careful decisions can keep our children safe. Thanks for staying with Road Matters. I remain Sufyan Muhammad. See you next week.